Yo, what's up guys? So, we're gonna look at the new starter decks that have been announced. I know, I'm a little bit late to a few days late to the party, but I was out for most of the weekend, so it was a little bit hard to get this through. The fact that this was announced pretty late as well made it that with my hours I couldn't fit it in, but we're doing it now. We're gonna look at what's in there, we're gonna look at what's saying, I'm gonna show my speculations, my opinion, and some theories maybe already. So they're coming out on May 15, meaning they will be legal for YCS Pasadena. So if you're going there to YCS Pasadena, this is your chance for it. You can already use this and should think about other people using these cards as well. There's a lot in this set that's debatable, will be relevant for sure. So there's no live reaction already, seen everything. So I'm just gonna go over it. There's 2 fully customizable decks inside of it, 4 brand new skills, and 2 ultra rare variant cards. It's also the introduction of Marik and Bakura into speed dueling, so that's nice as well. I think a lot of people are happy seeing those fan favorite characters finally being introduced, so that's nice. I also have to say, apart from the cards inside, the design of the boxes and everything I love. It's very simplistic and is exactly how I would want it. So no complaints there. I just wanted... Good things can be said, right? Good things can be said. In Yu-Gi and Pegasus, Match of Millennium teamed after an epic clash. Each duelist brings a 31 card deck. Okay. And what we have inside, Yu-Gi brings support for both Gaia the Fierce Knight and his ritual monster Black Luster Soldier. So we're gonna focus on that first. So Gaia the Fierce Knight is the thing I'm most hyped about. Black Luster Soldier is really nostalgic as well for a lot of people, I think. People who bought the starter deck Yu-Gi Evolution back in their youth, who started Yu-Gi-Oh! You all remember Black Luster Soldier, right? So that's really nice in my opinion. Then Gaia the Fierce Knight. There's a lot that can be done with that. So it's the Gaia the Fierce Knight archetype for a part that can be in here. And we're just gonna go to cards and we're gonna go all over it. The card I personally hope that are in there the most are Spiral Spear Strike, which is just a continuous spell. It doesn't seem too broken in my opinion. If Gaia the Fierce Knight, Swift Gaia the Fierce Knight, or Gaia the Dragon Champion, you control attack a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. Simple effect. And if Gaia the Dragon Champion, so not all of these names, but if Gaia the Dragon Champion inflicts battle damage with this effect, draw 2 cards and then discard a card. That seems like a pretty strong effect. It immediately makes that Spiral Spear Strike isn't a minus again. It's a 2 for 2, but everything after that is a +1. So that seems alright and would make playing Gaia the Dragon Champion more likable and more doable. And I also hope, in all honesty, that where is it again? Just let's go to tips. It was there that I can find it. Sky Galloping Gaia the Dragon Champion. I hope this one is in there as well. I have no reason to believe it's in there, but I feel like it would fit into speed duels. So this is just speculation and my wishes until we have the real set. This fusion monster, it requires a Gaia the Fierce Knight monster, so Swift Gaia, Gaia itself, whatever. +1 Dragon type monster, so that's just Dragon types. Would make Dragon types more usable again. I think except for S&D, Dragons haven't really been useful anymore since Lucky Day format, so to say, with Blue Eyes, and that was only because Blue Eyes was a good counter, especially the first duel against Gravekeepers. But outside of that, it hasn't really been relevant anymore in Dragons. It would help that part, and its name becomes Gaia the Dragon Champion, so that works together with Spiral Strike. If this card is special summoned, you can add 1 Spiral Strike from your deck or graveyard to your hand, so you only needed to play 1. And this could bring it back if it's special summoned. That would be nice and would make himself less of a minus, which is one of the inherent problems of fusion monsters. Is the fact that you need to use so many cards to bring it to the field. And if your opponent has a counter to that, you're immediately behind in card economy. So this would help on that. And when this card declares an attack on opponent's monster, you can change the battle position of that opponent's monster. This is a really interesting card effect. It's Gravekeeper's Assailant again. And Gravekeeper's Assailant in this time already proved how good of an asset it was for Gravekeepers. Just changing battle positions can be so relevant, especially back then when Amazon Swordswoman was so prevalent. And I think Amazon Swordswoman is going to be really relevant again after this set, because we get Lava Golem, and everyone who's played Duel Links for a longer time, or just can just put one and one together, knows Lava Golem and Swordswoman are, if they're in the same format in a small deck, they're going to be used in that deck, and they're going to be good because you just tribute your opponent's monsters. You first try to get Amazon Swordswoman on the field, maybe. Then you tribute your opponent's monsters for Lava Golem. You attack the Lava Golem that's in defense with Swordswoman. They take 1,000 damage. And then, if I remember correctly, and then you, in your opponent's turn, they take another 1,000 damage from Lava Golem, and they can't. You're getting in trouble there. So you're just pretty much burning your opponent until they die. It's a simple strategy. It's just a burn deck again. So if we're getting into a meta where Amazon Swordswoman is really relevant again, which I think will be the case, then having something like this would be a nice addition. Maybe they don't put this in the starter deck. Maybe we get a set with it, and it would be in there as an ultra rare or something. I wouldn't really mind. It would be cool. I mean, playing this deck would be cool enough. We wouldn't per se need anything of that. But I think Gaia the Dragon Champion, at least, even if this will probably be in the structure deck, since Curse of Dragon is just a vanilla dragon, which wouldn't be really impactful, and it would be another fusion that you could make. Which, there has been no reason with the previous Yugi deck. With the first starter deck, we also had a lot of fusions just to have them, so there would be no problem with that. So that's the ones I hope are in there. Then cards that could be in there are Charging Gaia the Fierce Knight. You can normal this card without tributing. If this card is normal summoned without tributing, its original attack becomes 1900. And if it's tributed, you can add one Black Luster soldier from your deck to your hand. You can only use the effects blah 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 once per turn. I heard some people discuss and say like maybe this is too strong because it would be a 1900 attack, normal summon. But I don't think that's stopping Matthew from putting it in there. I mean, to be honest, two things. First of all, we already had Blade Knight, so it wouldn't be that weird or extreme to think this would get into the format. And second of all, this is the kind of power creep I would prefer. Like, you can power creep in multiple ways, and since Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't really have a rotating set system, power creep is a thing, especially since the ban list that we have in Advanced is made to actually just stop decks for away and for balancing, and not so much to actually cripple all the decks and then make better, and then just make decks of the same level again. We had that for a few years, but it doesn't seem to be the case anymore. And in Speed Duels we don't even have a ban list, so the only way to sell new cards is power creep. That's the only way. Power creep or variance, but it seems that with the last sets, the only thing that we're trying to do is power creep. So, hey, anything that power creeps can still be a possibility. It doesn't cancel it out. Anything is possible. The only things that are probably not going to get in there are cards that mention summoning mechanics we don't have, or there are tuners, or anything like that is the only card, or cards that are way too expensive for advanced format, or way too new, are probably not going to get in Speed Duels as well. That's just all because of marketing and because of to stay clear. It would be very confusing for the new players they try to introduce to mention summoning mechanics we don't have in Speed Duels. Like, this is okay. Why I'm even explaining this, I guess you probably already know. This is the kind of power creep I would prefer. Getting monsters that are stronger at normal summon. Like, I don't want to go over 1900 too soon. I don't want 2k normal summons in Speed Duels just yet. But having 1900 would be the nice way of power creeping. The other way of power creeping is giving, I'm just guessing, just having a card that you can equip to your opponent's monster, so you can send your opponent's monster to the graveyard to give yourself a 3500 attack monster, which the card that you equipped has the ability to summon another 3500 attack monster, giving you two 3500 attack monsters in exchange for one of your cards and one of your opponent's cards, which is a +1 for you and improves the game state in your favor. Would get you quite close to the OTK already. Your opponent wouldn't be able to respond to the summon with cards like Floodgate Trap Hole and Indecision Trap Hole that we're very glad to actually have. And in addition, maybe that's not enough. Maybe the skill should also shuffle back the card you just used to send your opponent to the graveyard to draw again, so you actually only send your opponent's card to the graveyard in order to get 2 monsters. Yeah, that would be the kind of power creep I absolutely don't want in speed duels, but like, we'll ever get that, right? That would be crazy. Like, we would never do that. So yeah, and this would be nice support for Black Luster Soldier as well. He says it has support for both Gaia and Black Luster Soldier, so I guess this is pretty much a given that these are in there. I think this is just the case. And if your opponent, the other one is a Rising Guide of Fierce Knight. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can almost summon this card without tributing. This is a little bit stronger, but wouldn't per se be broken. Like, I like this concept of your opponent. Yeah, just normal summon without tributing. It still takes your normal summon. It can still be played around, and if both people can play it, I don't mind it that much. This is not overpowered. This is fine card economy. You're just summoning stronger monsters. A B-Town deck isn't anything I have anything against. This is exactly what I would like as a power creep. If the card's tributed, you can special 1 Black Luster Soldier monster from your hand or graveyard. Well, that's stronger, so this is one of the reasons why I think Charging is in there and Rising is not, but it could still be in there. You can only use this effect Rising Guide if you're once per turn. When you ritual summon a Black Luster Soldier monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard as one of the monster cards for ritual summon. So this, together with Sphere Creepo, for example, would be enough out of your graveyard to just straight up summon Black Luster Soldier. 7 and 8. Sorry, 7 and 1 equals 8, right? I don't think we will have any upgrades of Black Luster Soldier. I think he gives us the vanilla Black Luster Soldier ritual monster. I don't think he will give us the new Black Luster Soldier rituals, the Super Soldier or anything. So I don't think Horizon is in there. I think we're getting Charging. I also think Charging is a way cooler card artwork and stuff. So I would be more glad with Charging as well. So that could be really nice. And I still hope for this card, of course. So Guide of Fierce Knight, Lord Guide of Fierce Knight. I don't think that's in there either. That's pretty much a Cyber Dragon. So yeah, that seems like people who played GOAT and stuff know how much of an impact that gives to its lower format. So I doubt we're getting that. Swift Guide of Fierce Knight. Yeah, simple card. Yeah, if this card is the only card in your hand, you can also send it without tributing. That would be fine as well. I don't even think this would be that relevant to the format, since we can already summon Despair from the Dark and stuff. So, if you really want to get rid of our entire hand, I mean, with the Fire of Despair deck. So, do I think this will be too broken? No, I don't think it will be. Maybe it will be played in decks. Don't think it will, but there wouldn't be anything wrong with putting this into the structure decks. I think this is a given. I think this is a given that it's in there. Even though it hasn't been used, of course, but we know. I don't think we have to think too literally about that, about those sentences. I think it's kind of anything related to that will be good enough to actually get into, as a qualification to get into the structure decks. Super Soldier and Void of Chaos, Skilled Blue Magician, I don't think they will be in the decks. Beginning of Heaven and Earth, I don't think they will be in there either. Maybe if we get Skilled Blue Magician, we get Skilled Dark Magician as well as a support for Dark Magicians. That wouldn't be too broken, I guess. So that would be fine. They could do that. I wouldn't be against it. I just don't think they will. That's just a random guess I'm gonna make here. Just a random speculation. A Gateway to Chaos, I think they will. This is a chance. This one has a big chance, and I will explain why. When it's activated, you can add Black Luster Soldier Ritual monster or Guide of Fierce Knight monster from your deck to your hand. You're all with me, right? This fits the qualification. Each time a monster card is sent from your hand or field to the graveyard, place 1 spell counter on this card for each of those cards, maximum 6. That's basic effect. It helps with ritual summoning. Everything you tribute for your ritual monsters or anything gives you discard counters, and can use it to search your ritual spells. Sorry, ritual. Yeah, you can remove 3 to add ritual spell from your deck to your hand. Well, I think Matthew Bell is trying to actually help ritual monsters be relevant. In a way, this would also help decks that have nothing to do with Black Luster Soldier or anything. Like, for example, this could help. What's it called again? The Magician of Black Chaos ritual that we have. I don't think it would get it relevant, but it would make it more easy to play the deck. It would be more playable after getting cards like this. And you can only, so it's a basic card. It doesn't do too much, it isn't too broken, it's nice support, and it supports Black Luster Soldier and Gaia more than the other ritual decks. But since Yugi and Pegasus are in the same deck, this should be in the deck, but could also be used for example, Relinquished. So I think this has a big chance of actually being in there. That's just speculation, of course. I don't have any inside information or anything. But yeah, so that's for the Gaias. And for the Black Luster Soldier, I don't think we'll get that much. I guess it's mostly the Gaia support that supports Black Luster Soldier we're gonna get. To fight off Pegasus' army of Toon monsters and 1000 Ice Restrict. Well, if you've been on the Discords with me, I've already stated my opinion about 1000 Ice Restrict. I think 1000 Ice Restrict will be doable. I think we could deal with 1000 Ice Restrict, depending on how much support we're getting for it. But I think it will be a bad way for Speed Duels to go towards, since once again, the complaint I've made in the Discord as a feedback to Matthew Bell as well. I would like the cards we're getting to be proactive. A lot of them should, like, I hope the game in general, the format, like, rewards you for trying to play and doesn't punish you for it. For example, this format, a lot of the time, if you normal summon a monster, that's a misplay. You're playing in your opponent's Parasites, you're playing in your opponent's Floodgates, you're playing in your opponent's. If you want to attack your opponent, or if by having a card you already think like, normal summoning this card might kill me. Not even in a specific situation, just you go first, you see your hand, normal summoning might kill me. If that's a realistic fear, I think we're getting a wrong format. Especially if setting the monster is totally fine. Like, that's in that case you're just promoting the fact that you're not actually playing. Yeah, I hope we stop that. 1000 Ice Restrict as well, it's just another card already in the form that just says no monster can attack. Like Mask, Spellbinding Circle, with so many cards already we had that just said, oh, that monster can't attack, or that monster is useless. Gravekeeper's Oracle as well is guilty to this. Floodgate Trap Hole pretty much says that as well. I just hope we stop getting these cards that just say, monster can't attack. Same for Marik, that's coming after this. I hope he doesn't get Nightmare Wheel, since that's yet another card. Of course, that's one of the most iconic cards Marik has used, but it's yet another card that says you can't attack. And it's yet another card that burns. I don't want any of these in the format, really. I hope that we can just play and attack each other. I want a back and forth game where I attack you, you attack me, I attack you, and by making the right decisions I get ahead. Or you get ahead of me. And then we continue the game like that. Not, oh, your monster can't attack, oh. Then it's your turn. Okay, I attack. No, your monster can't attack. Oh. Then I tribute my monster for a bigger monster. Okay, it goes face down. You can't use it anymore. Oh, okay. I tribute summon my monster. No, you can't use it either. Oh, okay. You have a lot of monsters. Yeah, now they're all 0 attack. Oh, okay. So I can't do anything with them. No. Okay. Like that would be the most. Even with my explanation already realizes that would be a boring format, and something we're getting towards, and I hope it stays a fear of mine and not a reality. Even though this form got already like horrifying close to what it could be. Now, an army of Toon monsters. Pegasus already had Toon monsters, already introduced in his first starter deck. I don't think they would mention that if it was just reprints. So expect Toon support. As far as Toon support goes, I have no clue. There's too much options that could be a reality. I'm not gonna go over all of them. I just hope it's nothing too broken, since Toons has a lot of good cards. Toon Kingdom is probably, since that has been discussed in Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization, Discord, it could be a card that match you things like, okay, we can introduce that. Interesting, not something I would like to see, but interesting would be to add Toon Dark Magician Girl, since Toon Dark Magician Girl is easily special summonable, can attack on the first turn she's summoned. She doesn't have the summoning sickness clause, and with Toon Rollback that we already have, she's pretty much an OTK, since she can just attack directly twice with 2000 and would be game. It would be one of the first real OTK decks. Oh no, not the first, but it would be a good OTK deck to just add to the format. I think there would be, like, I'd rather see that than seeing, like, you can perfectly counter it. Just having a trap counters it already. So I'd rather see that than seeing more stallish cards, to be honest. Having decks that are so aggressive also helps to counter the stall decks. They will be less prevalent. Then so yeah, that's the two things we can say about that. With TheCard's decks, what's also interesting, as you can see here, and you can see here, and is being mentioned here in these lines, the Bakura and Marik decks only have 30 cards, while the Pegasus Yugi decks have 31 cards. We're already confirmed Pegasus has Tau-Size Restrict, so this only adds up to the theory that Yugi probably has Gaia the Dragon Champion, because the extra card is probably going to be a fusion card, I assume. So anyway, Twisted Nightmare pits 2 of the Shadow Realm against each other, Sinister Jewel from the end of Battle City, wield the power of Bakura's Curve, Dark Necrofear. I don't think Dark Necrofear will be overpowered. It's 2200, but that's not that big in our format. And when it dies, you can take over a monster of your opponent. That's nice. And overall, that's fine. But getting 3 things in your graveyard will be difficult. Don't underestimate that. Like, if we get a lot of level 3 or lower fiends, we can just use the FTK hand control deck, whatever, hand destruction FTK deck or whatever it's called right now that I made. Like, if it's like that, well, if we get another level 3 or lower fiends, we can just do that. We already have like Ancient Brain as a fiend already, if I remember correctly. So if we get 2 or 3 more, you can just do that, just turbo to summoning Dark Necrofear. I don't think it would be worth it, but you could do that. And Dark Ruler Hades is also in there. This one I like, because if you've, like in GOAT format, I've played Dark Ruler Hades a few times, and it's a fun card, it's fine, and it's powerful. This would stop a lot of the stall things. Like with Dark Ruler Hades, you can attack over Yomi Ship, you can attack over Zombina, you can attack over Maneater, I think even Flip Monsters. All of that stuff is just instantly negated by Dark Ruler Hades. And they stay negated, if I remember correctly. Even when you reborn them after Dark Ruler Hades has destroyed them, they are still negated, if I remember correctly. There was a ruling about it. Not sure. Don't take my word for that. Let's just not focus too much on that. But anyway, it's a strong card, and it's something like a counter to stall, a generic counter. And then you have Marik's Lava Golem. Whatever. Yeah, Lava Golem I'm not happy with. Yuri is very happy with Lava Golem because why wouldn't the Burn God not be happy with Lava Golem, right? So yeah, I give it one day after we have the full set of this the full list of this set before Yuri has a good burn deck to play. That will be annoying as hell to play against. So yeah, we have extra support. Lava Golem. I don't know what to think about it. I also saw like in Discords that it could be really strong with moth decks. So it wouldn't only be a counter against moth decks, it would be a counter moth decks themselves can use. Like if you set a second monster or something, they contribute both of them for Lava Golem. Now you have a phase of monster on the field, use the parasite on it, send it away with your skill, and some moth from deck for free. Now you don't have monsters anymore, and they have their beat stick. Well, what do you do, right? It only costs them 2 cards, and 1 they're getting back through their skill again, so they use 1 card to remove 2 of your monsters and get an extra monster for themselves. So that's a big plus. That's a good play. They will definitely play that, I think. And it's not like the moth decks have been reliant on their normal summon anyway, so this is no problem for them. Then Dark Lucius monsters. Now if you don't know what Dark Lucius is, which could be the case. Dark Lucius is a level monster. Where can I see? No, just the Dark Lucius. Dark Lucius. The effect of your opponent's monster discard destroyed by battle are negated. This is in the same way as Dark Ruler Hades. During your next time by activate, discard destroys monster by battle. By sending this card to the graveyard, special 1 Dark Lucius level 6 from your hand or deck. If this card was special by the effect Dark Lucius level 4, the effects of your opponent's monster discard destroys by battle are negated. Now, this one already has attack that could get over a monster. Since the first one, there's pretty much nothing a 1000 attack gets over. It's weaker than Yomi Ship, it's weaker than Zombina, it's weaker than most cards. So Dark Lucius is already getting over those, so level 6 at least. So that's something, but this only triggers when you've destroyed a monster, so yeah, that's not really working yet. Of course, you could play things like, what's it called again? The Shield, Bashing Shield, Kunai perhaps, those kind of cards. But yeah, then you're already using 2 cards to get rid of 1, and you're sending those away again for getting 1 monster again. So that way you're just progressively going minuses in order for your opponent not to do something. Yeah, that seems like a bad play in my opinion, but maybe it will work. This will at least be a fun deck to toy around with. But that will be pretty much it. So when it's destroyed, you summon level 8. If this card was special by the effect of Dark Lucius level 6, your opponent's monster discard destroyed by battle or removed from play, and their effects are negated. Well, Dark Lucius level 8 is worth it. It has a lot of attack. It removes from play as well, which is relevant since we have pretty much no cards that remove from play other cards yet. So that's relevant in a way, but except for that, that's just the monsters. I don't think this will be a good deck unless they get a skill. If they get a skill card for Dark Lucius, that maybe send Dark Lucius level 4 to the graveyard to summon Dark Lucius level 6. That would get away faster, that would be more doable. Then they could, depending on the meta, actually do something. I don't think there would be tier 1, but maybe a tier 3 deck, maybe a tier 2 deck, who knows. Infused with the power of signature spell cards from their legendary Duel, their fate is in your hands. Okay, so the skill cards they have are spell cards. Signature spell cards. So with Bakura, I'm thinking of Destiny Board, Dark Sanctuary, those kind of cards. Maybe Nightmare Steel Cage with Marik. I'm actually thinking, what did they use in their jewels? Like Marik Ishtar, or is it Jamie Marik that I should look up? Probably doesn't matter. Marik Ishtar. Blah 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 blah. Deck. Jamie Marik's deck. No, not the manga, the anime deck. Spell cards. Bait Doll, Black Pennant, Card of Sanctity, Class System, Dark Spell Generation, Jam Breeding Machine. To be honest, this is quite a iconic card from Marik, so it could be based around that. Machine Dupe, Mining, Monster but those aren't. The Mask of Remnants. Like Marik and Duel Links, if I remember correctly, was around, also played like the Masked Doll, so maybe he has that in it as well. Magic Beast Guardians, it was, if I remember correctly. So yeah, maybe it's based around this. Maybe it has something to do with those equipped cards that were in it. Gem Breeding Machine is a good call as well. Tribute Burial, Vengeful Bog Spirits. Yeah, I don't see anything else that would really fit. Let's look through. Let's see, what's the newest? World Championship 2008. Nightmare Steel Cage. Nightmare Troubadour. Delinquent. Okay, so this is just a fine deck. No, that was 2000. That was Nightmare Troubadour as well. Yeah. Looking at this, New Doria will probably be in there. Those kind of cards, Revival Gem. It's too iconic. That's cards that I expect. Dark Geroid to all be in there. Hellboomer. I have no problem with these getting in there. I already said, like, I want more of the typing decks, and we only had like what, 3 fiends, 1 fiend. I think only Ancient Brain maybe. No, we had more fiends, but barely. Holding arm, holding legs. I heard people say these are too OP to be in there. Oh wait. Those are the anime variants. Yeah, there we go. If this card is normal summoned or special, target one face monster your opponent's control while this card is faced on the field. That face monster cannot attack, also its effects are negated. While the face monster on the field, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Yeah, I think this is yet another card that says, oh, you can't play, you can't attack. So I hope this is not in there, but it's not impossible. Holding legs. This is if this card is summoned, return all set spell and traps on the field to the hand. You can banish this card from the graveyard. Then target one set spell and trap card in your opponent's control. That set card cannot be activated until next opponent's turn. To be honest, I really hope this is in there, but I don't see it beyond Matthew to actually put it in Speed Duels. This could be in there. So hold your breaths and just let's hope it's not in there. Let's close a few pages. Speed dueling is a great way to get a taste. Yeah, that's just extra information. Extra information. That's it. So that's all we know. This is most of my speculation as well. I've mostly speculated about Gaia Fierce Knight because I think that's the most interesting. Toon monsters could be in there. We definitely get more fiend support. So that would be nice to get. I hope there's no Destiny board alternative win condition bullshit in there. That's just what I hope for, since I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely not looking forward to losing to Destiny board. Smiley face. Yeah, that would be a nice stall deck to play against. And I hope we get, like, we heard DD Crow would be in the next set confirmed already. It could be in here. It could be in the dark decks, since, yeah, it's a dark card, could be in there. Right. And I'm really interested in what else is going to get in there. Well, this is my version of looking at the set and speculating a little bit. Hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry that this has gotten this long. We're getting more videos up. This Tuesday I have my last exam. After that I can go back to streaming, can go back to making videos, can live up the channel again. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment so this video gets up in the recommendations again from the people. And join Discord if you want to discuss more about this. Well, thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Adidas,